One more thing. There. We're all set. Lighting's perfect. Let's get into the story. Today I was working out, and it's coming up to the end of 2019. During the workout, I thought to myself, have I kept my 2019 New Year's resolutions? Yes, at least one of them that was really hoping to hold. And that resolution was working out consistently. That's a resolution that I've had trouble with. In 2018, I wanted to work out, and it was like kind of an on and off type of thing. So for 2019, I said, I want consistent workouts. I've been able to do them, which is kind of surprising because I was never somebody who kept working out consistently. I've done P90X, I've done Insanity T25, and I've quit halfway through them. I've quit. So what changed specifically? It's a product. It's a thing. It's what's there. Not the bucket. The bucket's just there for lighting effects. Because UV buckets are cool. No, the thing under it is dumbbells. And these dumbbells are what changed how I work out. Because I had really crappy dumbbells. I had one of those metal bars, small metal bars, with weird weights that you put on the sides. And they went up by 8. Each weight went up by 8. And I would put on a weight and I'd have to screw the thing in. And I'd put the other thing in, I'd screw it in. And then I'd get 16. And then the weird thing in the middle, so somewhere near 20. And it was hard to make gains like that. Let me preface this also. I work out at home. I don't like going to the gym. I'm not a social person. I get lost in my head mentally, and I'm in the Zen state when I work out alone. It's what I prefer. Plus, I feel like I save money not paying for a gym membership, but that's just me. So here I am. It's 2018, and I am doing workouts. I have a power rack that I love, and then I do workouts on the power rack, and then I go to my free weights, and I have to unscrew, do weird math, screw back on, and getting gains when your dumbbells are inconsistent, and they're a chore, and they're a bore to adjust and use, makes working out suck. So for 2019, I decided to take a leap and invest in one more item into my workout space. Because I bought the rack and I got the Olympic bar, but my weights were holding me back. I feel like I plateaued on the Olympic bar and on the power rack. And I wanted to do a lot more free weights this year. And I needed really good free weights. So I started looking up like research and doing looking at reviews and stuff for the best solutions to this. And I was getting ready to buy a full rack, a huge rack of free weights. But I didn't want to. I don't want to bring that many weights into my life, and I don't want to manage it and deal with it. I wanted something small, and I wanted something compact. And I came across what is adjustable weights and dumbbells. And I came across two really big ones. There was the Bowflex, and then there was the PowerBlocks. And I looked at the Bowflex, and I thought, that thing is cool. I want that. And then I looked at PowerBlocks, and I just saw, that's a square. Most weights are circular, or maybe even octagonal, but I've never seen a square weight. It's a flat cube. That does not look fun. That does not look comfortable. So I went with Bowflex. Bowflex. So I went with Flex Bows. And it's a big purchase. Don't get me wrong. Adjustable dumbbells is a very big purchase, but I was super set and confident on getting it. However, I'm smart, so I wanted to try it out first. And I had a friend who has had the Bowflex for a year. So I went over to his house and I gave them a shot, and I worked out with them to really see if I would like him. I did not like him at all. They were awful. At least the ones he had. Because the ones he had were very big, very wide. So instantly, one of the biggest concerns I had with them was moving them completely around my body. There were motions where I couldn't extend completely. Doing behind the head was uncomfortable. Pushing them together, I would constantly bump. Double shoulder presses were I always had to keep them extended. It was not very practical, but I thought they were cool because you put them down, you just little dial. He's had them for a year, and the system mechanically was beginning to fail. And you'd put the Bowflex back into its tray or wherever it has to go, and you have to put it in, you have to wobble it around, at least what he had. And you adjust the dial, and sometimes the dial wouldn't turn, or you have to push it really hard, or you'd have to adjust how you put the dumbbell back into its socket spot. It was a headache. It reminded me of my crappy dumbbells. I'd show you them right now, but I don't have them anymore because I gave them to other friends who needed dumbbells. Because now I got the thing under my UV bucket, which is actual PowerBlocks. So I ended up getting these weird things because I didn't like Bowflex. It also had a limit. Bowflex had a limit, which is at least the ones that I was looking at. I'm sure they make more now. But the Bowflex that I was looking at, they're big, they're clunky, and it goes up to 60 or 50, 52.5 was the maximum, or something around that area. And I needed more than that. And everywhere I looked around Bowflex, PowerBlocks just did the exact same thing, but better. So here I am today with PowerBlocks that I have been using for 1 year. And I'm not necessarily a channel that does reviews. Occasionally. I will make a review occasionally. If something pisses me off enough, or I find a product that has changed my life, or has been very crucial, or something like I use weekly or every day that has benefited me in a way that I want to share with other people. That thing is that thing, not the bucket. Don't let the bucket distract you. So let me tell you why I chose this over the Bowflex. It ended up being 3 major things. And the first was the compactness and the size. Because these are compact squares, which means the exercises where you put your hands close together, you're able to actually do them. They are faster and easier to adjust than the Bowflex. Surprisingly, you don't think it is, but it is. I'll show you. And third, they come with expansions. The original set comes with a weight set up to 50, and then you can buy up to 70, and then you can buy up to 90 if necessary. And where I'm at in my workout health journey, I'm lifting up to 70. And looking at the Bowflex, I realized that they're underperforming for the things that I need them to do. So here I am with squares in the weird corner of my house, wherever I put my workout stuff. And people come over and they point and they look at that and they say, "Tony, what is that?" Those are my free weights. Those are my dumbbells. Those aren't dumbbells, those are squares. What is that? No. This is 25 pounds. This is a super awesome dumbbell. This is the reason why this year, 2019, I was able to work out consistently with no headache, and I was able to hit so many personal records and have grown so much health-wise through this year over a simple thing like dumbbells. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but this is what I needed to push me over the edge. A simpler, funner way to work out. let me show you how this mechanical system works. Excuse the microphone because it's only on my desk. Moving over here, voila, is the PowerBlocks, minus the UV bucket. The PowerBlocks. These are PowerBlocks that go up to 50, and I've bought 2 more plates that extend this to a total of 70 pounds because they go all the way down to the blue coloring. And then this device thing right here is the stand that comes with it. And I cannot stress enough why this stand is necessary. But let me get into the system of how this thing works. 2 dumbbells, and really these are interchangeable. The only thing that makes these 2 different is this, and this is not connected to the dumbbell in any way. So if I take this one off, I can put it back over here. No change. You can even put them upside down and still do stuff, though, you know, it's harder to read the labels. So, how does it work? Let's take a look. Focus on this little diagram down here and what it says. So an adder weight weighs 25 or 2.5 pounds. An adder weight is one of these ball things over here, these cylinders. The handle itself, empty handle, which is this thing. This weighs, focus, this thing weighs 5 pounds. And it's got 2 little sockets up here. These are open holes where you can put 2, and this is typically done with 2 hands, but 1 hand's recording. 5 pounds. 2.5. This is now 7.5 pounds, and I could lock the mechanism. It doesn't matter which way you lock it, but the mechanism over here has like a little dial that locks, and the weights don't fall out. And it's micro adjustable like that. So let's put another one in here. This is suddenly 10 pounds right here in a dumbbell, 10 pounds. And that's as many of these cylinder things, adder weights is what they're called, you can put in here. So now we go down to this chart right here. So the handle with 2 adder weights inside is 10 pounds. The next thing we use is this awesome piece of plastic. It has a string, so you can never lose it, and it's very, very durable. It has 2 magnets inside it, and we're gonna go ahead and we're slowly just gonna go up. So we do not have an empty handle right now because the handle currently has 2 adder weights inside of it. We're gonna go down to, and this is if you had 1 adder weight. We have 2 adder weights in there. So if we put the clip on the first bar, which is the black bar, this changes the PowerBlocks to 20 pounds. And when you pull it out, it pulls out the first bar completely. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. White. White, according to this chart, with 2 adder weights inside it, is 30 pounds. So we're gonna pull this out, put it in white, push it in. And this thing is very stable. It takes actual force to pull it out. So you won't lose your weights when you're working out. This is gonna stay in here because it's magnetized. So 30 pounds. Oh. As you can see, it has picked up 2 plates, the 20 pounder and then the 30. And when you pull the weight off of the stand, all what's left is all the weights you didn't pull up. This being the 40, 50, 60, and 71. And then when you're done, this is why I love the stand. It's as easy as boop. Oh, I like to do reverse pyramids. Let's drop 10 pounds. All right, next. Done. They're very fast. They're very efficient. Minus when you have to put in these, because in order to put these in, you have to completely separate the system. Put this on your lap or hold it with both your hands. unlock it, pull these out, and set them back. But trust me when I say this. I've done this so many times mid-workouts when I need to adjust this by 5 that this becomes second nature, and you do this very fast. And the time I spend adjusting these is so minuscule, it helps me focus on what actually matters, and that's lifting. This entire system seemed complex to me at first, but now this weird dumbbells these weird squares have become part of my weekly routine. They've become second nature to me. And the fact that they're squares and the fact that they're compact blocks is really starting to grow on me. I'm able to do exercises where these things can get really close to each other. And I'm able to go behind the head all the way down to the sides of my body. Square dumbbells seemed silly, but they're probably the smartest invention I've seen this entire year. And it was a big leap I had to take because I bought the PowerBlocks, and then I bought the expansion that goes to 60 and 70 pounds, the first expansion. And while I was at it, I thought, I should probably get the table too. And I thought about it really hard because why would you want a table? And trust me, if working out is part of your routine and you do it often and they're not just sitting there for show, you should get the table. The table, aside from holding the adder weights in the center, the table is designed in a way where it tilts the weights. So pulling them and adjusting them is really easy. And I've tried working out without the table, where I set these on the floor because I brought them in my friend's house. And adjusting them when they're on the floor is harder, especially if you put them on carpet. You really need a solid surface. When you're on the floor, putting them back is kind of harder because you really have to angle it between all the other weights. However, the table makes it very effortless. From here, done. And then you take that little side thing, the thing with the magnets on it, drop it down 10 pounds, up, doesn't matter, pull them out. This is like the equipment of the future. And again, I'm not one for making review videos, but when something really catches my eye, I just have to share it with the world. So if you're serious about your health, if you're serious about getting something that is going to pay off and completely change your life and improve it for the better, because health is priceless. I feel that a good dumbbell set should be part of every home if you don't go to the gym. If you work out at home, dumbbells are super important. I have added links down below to all of the equipment that I personally use when I work out. Not just the dumbbells, but also the power rack that I really and just utterly love. These are a must. These have the Tony Sticks seal of approval. This is just the product of the year that I think has been the best thing that I've purchased and put my hands on. And I know with 2019 coming to a close, everyone's coming up with their own new year's resolutions, new decade resolutions. Of course, all of us care about our health. Health is always on there. And this is what worked for me. This is what made everything fun and very flowy, very streamlined, very easy. I think this is 100% worth it. And no, I am not sponsored by PowerBlocks in any way, shape, or form. Again, I just think it's that good of a product. All right, I've said enough. The year's coming to an end. So with that, I'll say this is Tony Sticks, and may you have a fantastic new decade. It stinks in there.